You think getting abs is about doing 1,000 crunches until your stomach feels like it's been hit by a truck. Wrong. Dead wrong. And that's exactly why you're still waiting for results while other guys your age are walking around looking like they stepped off a movie poster. Here's the truth nobody wants to tell you because it sounds too simple to sell. Getting visible abs as a teen isn't about which workout you do. It's about what you're doing in the kitchen when nobody's watching. Let me guess. You've been doing sit-ups every night before bed. Maybe you downloaded some 7-minute AB app. You're watching YouTube videos of shredded fitness influencers screaming about core activation, while you're lying on your bedroom floor wondering why nothing's changing. You know what's wild? You probably already have abs. Right now. Under everything. Every single person has abdominal muscles. The six-pack isn't something you build from scratch like you're constructing IKEA furniture. It's something you reveal. Like a sculpture hiding inside a block of marble. Michelangelo didn't create David by adding more stone. So why can't you see yours? Because they're buried. And here's the part that's going to sting a little. Those abs are hiding under a layer of body fat, and no amount of crunches is going to burn through it. You could do 500 leg raises a day and still look exactly the same 6 months from now. Core exercises strengthen the muscle. They don't melt fat off your stomach. Your body doesn't work like that. It's not a targeted fat-burning machine where you can just work one area and watch it shrink. When you lose fat, it comes off from everywhere, gradually, based on genetics and hormones you can't control. The real game? Body fat percentage. That's it. Get your body fat low enough, and your abs will show up like they've been waiting for an invitation. For most teen guys, visible abs start appearing somewhere between 10 and 12% body fat. That's the magic zone. Not because abs suddenly grow at that percentage, but because the layer hiding them finally gets thin enough to see through. Think of it like frosted glass slowly becoming clear. Now let's talk about what actually drops body fat. Not wishful thinking. Not supplements with names that sound like rocket fuel. Not waist trainers or sweat belts or whatever garbage is being sold on Instagram this week. It's your calorie balance. The energy you eat versus the energy you burn. If you're eating more than your body uses, you're storing the extra as fat. If you're eating less than your body uses, it pulls from fat stores for energy. This isn't motivation talk. This is biology. Cold, hard, unglamorous biology. And here's where most people completely derail themselves. They think eating less means starving, skipping meals, feeling miserable, eating nothing but chicken breast and broccoli like some kind of medieval punishment. Then they quit after 4 days because they're hungry, angry, and fantasizing about pizza at 2 in the morning. You're a teenager. Your body is still growing. Your hormones are doing backflips. Crash dieting isn't just ineffective, it's stupid. You'll mess up your metabolism, kill your energy, and probably end up looking worse than when you started. What you actually need is a small calorie deficit. Eating just slightly less than your body burns. Maybe 200 to 300 calories below maintenance. Enough that your body taps into fat stores, but not so much that you're walking around like a zombie who can't focus in class. Slow and steady. Boring but effective. The kind of approach that doesn't make for a viral transformation video, but actually works past week 2. But wait, how do you even know what maintenance is? Great question. Your maintenance calories are what your body burns just existing. Breathing, walking to school, thinking about that test you forgot to study for, plus any actual exercise. For most teen guys, that's somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 calories a day depending on height, weight, and activity level. You can find calculators online. Plug in your stats. Get a baseline number. Then eat a couple hundred below that consistently. Consistently. That word matters more than anything else I'm about to tell you. One perfect day of eating means nothing. 1 week means almost nothing. Your body doesn't transform because you ate grilled chicken on Tuesday. It transforms because you made decent choices most days for months. Not perfect choices. Decent ones. 80% on point, 20% being an actual human who eats birthday cake and pizza with friends. Speaking of food choices, let's destroy another myth real quick. Carbs don't make you fat. Eating after 7 p.m. doesn't make you fat. Fruit doesn't make you fat. Eating too many total calories makes you fat. You could eat nothing but gummy bears, and if you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose weight. You'll feel terrible, your skin will hate you, and you'll have the energy of a sloth on sedatives, but you'll lose weight. That's not a recommendation. That's just proof that total calories matter most. What should you actually eat? Protein needs to be your priority. It keeps you full, helps maintain muscle while you're losing fat, and your body burns more energy just digesting it compared to carbs or fats. Aim for about 0.7 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. If you weigh 150, that's around 100 to 150 grams daily. Chicken, fish, eggs, Greek yogurt, lean beef. Figure out what you'll actually eat instead of what sounds impressive on paper. Then fill in the rest with carbs and fats that give you energy and don't make you want to raid the pantry an hour later. This is where everyone gets lost in the weeds, obsessing over organic versus non-organic, or whether sweet potatoes are better than rice. None of that matters even 1% as much as hitting your calorie target and protein goal consistently. But food is only half the equation. What about training? Training is where most guys completely lose the plot. They walk into a gym, see someone doing cable flies with perfect form, and think that's the secret. Or they find some YouTuber's advanced split routine designed for someone who's been lifting for 6 years, and wonder why they're not seeing results after 2 weeks. Let me save you months of wasted effort right now. As a beginner, you don't need complicated. You need compound movements that work multiple muscle groups at once. Squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press, rows, pull-ups. These are your foundation. Everything else is decoration you can add later when you've actually built something worth decorating. 3 to 4 days a week is plenty when you're starting out. Your body needs time to recover. Growth happens when you're resting, not when you're in the gym destroying yourself 6 days straight, because some fitness influencers said that's what champions do. Champions also have recovery protocols, nutrition dialed in, and probably some help from things we're not going to discuss in a video aimed at teenagers. Full body workouts 3 times a week will get you further in 6 months than any bro split you found on a forum. Hit each major movement pattern. Push, pull, squat, hinge. Keep your rep ranges between 6 and 12 for most exercises. Focus on progressive overload, which just means gradually doing more over time. More weight, more reps, more sets. Your body adapts when you give it a reason to. If you're squatting the same weight for the same reps 3 months from now, you haven't given it that reason. Form matters more than ego. I don't care if the guy next to you is benching 225. If you're struggling with 95 and your form looks like a drunk flamingo, you're setting yourself up for an injury that'll sideline you for months. Check your ego at the door. Learn the movements properly. Film yourself if you have to. It feels awkward, but it's better than a shoulder injury that haunts you into your 20s. Cardio. Everyone's favorite debate topic. Do you need it to lose fat? Technically, no. You could lose fat in a calorie deficit without ever doing cardio. But should you do some anyway? Absolutely. Your heart is kind of important. Cardiovascular health matters. Plus, it gives you more room in your calorie budget. Burn an extra 200 calories through activity, and suddenly you can eat a bit more while still losing fat. That's called having your cake and actually being able to fit a small piece into your macros. You don't need to run marathons. 20 to 30 minutes of moderate intensity cardio 3 times a week is plenty. Walking at an incline, biking, swimming, playing actual sports you enjoy. Anything that gets your heart rate up and doesn't make you miserable. The best exercise is the one you'll actually do consistently. Now let's talk about the thing nobody wants to hear but everyone needs to understand. Sleep. You can have your training perfect and your nutrition dialed in, But if you're getting 5 hours of sleep because you're up until 2 a.m. scrolling through TikTok, you're sabotaging everything. Sleep is when your body repairs muscle tissue, regulates hunger hormones, and basically does all the behind-the-scenes work that makes progress possible. Teenagers need 8 to 10 hours. I know that sounds impossible with school and homework and a social life. But here's the reality check you need. Those extra 2 hours of late-night screen time aren't making your life better. They're stealing from tomorrow's energy, focus, and progress. Your growth hormone peaks during deep sleep. Cut that short and you're literally limiting your body's ability to build muscle and burn fat efficiently. Create a sleep schedule. Same bedtime, same wake time, even on weekends when possible. Your body loves routine. It'll start naturally getting tired at the right time and waking up without feeling like you got hit by a truck. Dark room, cool temperature. No screens an hour before bed. Basic stuff that actually works if you're not too cool to try it. What about supplements? Do you need them? Short answer, no. Longer answer, most are useless marketing designed to separate teenagers from their limited money. Protein powder can be convenient if you're struggling to hit your protein target through food, but it's not magic. It's just food in powder form. Creatine is one of the most researched supplements out there, and it works. 5 grams daily. Helps with strength and muscle gain. Cheap and effective. Everything else marketed to you with words like shredded, ripped, or extreme is probably garbage with a fancy label. Pre-workout? You don't need caffeine and beta-alanine to have a good workout. Learn to train with focus and intensity naturally first. Then, if you want to add it later, fine. But too many guys become dependent on it and can't even function in the gym without slamming a scoop of something that tastes like battery acid mixed with cotton candy. Fat burners are a complete scam. They don't burn fat. They maybe slightly increase your metabolism by an amount so small it's irrelevant. And they come with side effects like jitters, anxiety, and feeling like your heart might explode during math class. Save your money. Buy actual food instead. Here's what actually matters. Consistency over perfection. Showing up beats optimizing every tiny detail. You don't need the perfect program or the perfect meal plan or the perfect supplement stack. You need to do the boring fundamentals repeatedly without quitting when results don't show up in week 1. That's the actual secret nobody wants to hear because it's not sexy or instant. Progress isn't linear. This is the part where most people quit because they don't understand what actual progress looks like. You expect a straight line going up. You think week 1 you'll lose 2 pounds. Week 2 another 2 pounds. Week 3 the same. That's not how bodies work. Real progress looks more like a drunk person trying to walk in a straight line. Some weeks you'll drop 3 pounds. Next week you might gain 1 back. The week after nothing changes. Then suddenly you drop 2 more. Your body retains water when you start training. Inflammation from new exercise holds on to fluid. Hormones fluctuate. You ate more sodium one day and now you look puffy. None of this means you're failing. The scale is just one data point, and honestly, it's the least interesting one. Take progress photos instead. Same lighting, same time of day, same spot in your room. Every 2 weeks. You won't see changes day to day because you look at yourself constantly. But compare week 1 to week 8 and you'll actually see what's happening. Measurements work too. Waist, chest, arms, thighs. Write them down. Numbers don't lie even when the mirror plays tricks on you. How your clothes fit matters more than what the scale says. If your jeans are getting loose but the scale hasn't moved much, congratulations. You're building muscle while losing fat. That's literally the best possible outcome. But you'd miss it completely if you only obsessed over that one number. Let's address something that trips up almost everyone. Weekends. You're disciplined Monday through Friday. Eating right, training consistently, getting enough sleep. Then Saturday hits and suddenly it's pizza with friends, staying up until 3 a.m., skipping your workout because you're tired. Sunday you sleep until noon, eat garbage because nothing healthy is prepped, and tell yourself you'll get back on track Monday. Repeat this pattern, and you're basically spinning your wheels. 5 days forward, 2 days back. You end up maintaining instead of progressing. The solution isn't to become a hermit who never has fun. It's to realize that your body doesn't recognize weekends as cheat days. Calories on Saturday count exactly the same as calories on Tuesday. You don't have to be perfect, but you can't completely abandon everything either. Have the pizza. Enjoy time with friends. But maybe don't also have the breadsticks and the soda and the ice cream after. Make one reasonable choice instead of throwing the entire day away because you already had one slice. Stay up late sometimes. That's part of being young. But maybe not every single weekend. And when you do, don't use tiredness as an excuse to skip training entirely. Go anyway. Do something. Even a shorter workout is better than nothing, and it keeps the habit alive. This is where mental toughness actually develops. Not in the gym when you're feeling great and motivated. In those moments when everything in you wants to quit or skip or make excuses. That's when you prove to yourself that you're serious. Every time you follow through when you don't feel like it, you're building self-trust. You're becoming someone who keeps promises to themselves. That version of you is unstoppable. What about plateaus? They happen to everyone. You're making progress, seeing changes, feeling good. Then suddenly everything stops. Weight won't budge. Strength isn't increasing. You look the same as you did 3 weeks ago. First, make sure you're actually stuck. If it's only been 1 week, relax. That's not a plateau, that's normal variation. Give it 2 or 3 weeks of genuine stalling before you panic. If you're truly plateaued, something needs to change. You can't keep doing the exact same thing and expect different results. Maybe you need to increase training volume. Add another set to your exercises. Train an extra day per week. Perhaps you've adapted to your current calorie intake. Drop another 200 calories or add some extra activity. Could be you're not recovering enough. Add a rest day or improve sleep quality. Sometimes the solution is doing more. Sometimes it's doing less. You have to honestly assess what's actually happening instead of just randomly changing everything and hoping something works. Track your workouts. Write down what exercises you did, how many reps, what weight. If you're not getting stronger over time, that's a problem. Progressive overload is how you force your body to adapt and change. You can't just go through the motions doing the same weights forever. Nutrition tracking helps too. You think you're eating 1,500 calories, but you're not measuring anything, so you're actually eating 2,000. Or you think you're hitting your protein, but you're barely getting 80 grams. Guessing doesn't work. You don't have to track forever, but doing it for a few weeks teaches you what portions actually look like and where your diet might have gaps. Here's something nobody talks about enough. Your environment matters more than your motivation. Motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes based on how you feel that day. Environment is constant. If your house is filled with junk food, you'll eat junk food. Doesn't matter how motivated you are. If you have to go to 3 different stores to find healthy options, you probably won't do it consistently. Set up your environment to make good choices easy and bad choices harder. Stock your kitchen with foods that align with your goals. Prep meals in advance so healthy eating is convenient. Keep your gym bag packed and ready. Remove friction from doing the right thing and add friction to doing the wrong thing. Surround yourself with people who take this seriously. Not toxic gym bros who shame everyone. Just people who actually show up and do the work. The people you spend time with shape your standards. If everyone around you eats terribly and never exercises, that becomes normal to you. If your friends are active and health conscious, that raises your baseline. You don't have to ditch your current friends, but maybe find some training partners or join communities where fitness is valued. It makes everything easier when you're not the only one trying. Comparison is tricky. Social media makes it worse. You see someone with your goal physique and feel discouraged because you're not there yet. Here's what you don't see: the years they spent building that, the genetics they were born with, the lighting and angles and filters, possibly the drugs they're taking but won't admit to. You're comparing your Chapter 3 to someone else's Chapter 20. Completely pointless. The only comparison that matters is you versus past you. Are you stronger than last month? Do you have more energy than you did 12 weeks ago? Are your habits better than they were at the start of the year? That's the only measuring stick that actually means anything. Everyone else is on their own timeline dealing with their own circumstances. Focus on your lane. Sleep is non-negotiable. You can't out-train or out-diet terrible sleep. When you don't sleep enough, your body produces more ghrelin, the hunger hormone, and less leptin, which signals fullness. You'll be hungrier and less satisfied after eating. Your insulin sensitivity drops, making fat loss harder. Recovery suffers. Performance in the gym decreases. Mental clarity vanishes. Everything becomes harder when you're sleep deprived. Aim for 7 to 9 hours. Keep your room dark and cool. Limit screen time before bed. Have a consistent sleep schedule, even on weekends. This isn't optional if you're serious about results. Treat sleep like the recovery tool it actually is. Stress management falls into the same category. Chronic stress elevates cortisol, which can increase appetite and promote fat storage, especially around your midsection. It also impairs recovery and makes everything feel harder than it needs to be. Find whatever actually helps you decompress. For some people, that's meditation or yoga. For others, it's walking, reading, spending time with friends, or working on hobbies. Doesn't matter what it is as long as it genuinely reduces your stress instead of just distracting you temporarily. Scrolling social media doesn't count. Neither does binge drinking on weekends. Those add stress, they don't relieve it. Consistency beats intensity every single time. The person who trains moderately hard 4 days per week for a year will destroy the person who goes all out for 3 weeks, then burns out and quits. This isn't about perfection. It's about showing up regularly and doing the work even when it's not exciting anymore. Most people fail because they treat fitness like a sprint when it's actually a marathon. They go extreme for a short period, see some results, then can't sustain it and revert back to old habits. You end up right where you started, sometimes worse. The goal is building a lifestyle you can maintain indefinitely. That means finding balance, enjoying foods you like in moderation, taking rest days without guilt, having flexibility in your routine so life doesn't derail everything. What happens after you hit your goal? A lot of people don't think about this. They lose the weight or build the muscle, then immediately stop doing everything that got them there. Unsurprisingly, they lose their progress. The habits that got you to your goal are the same habits that keep you there. Maintenance isn't some finish line where you get to stop trying. It's a continuation of what you've been doing, maybe with slight adjustments. You might eat a bit more than you did during a fat loss phase. You might train slightly less intensely. But the fundamentals stay the same. You don't just arrive at fit and stay there by accident while returning to old patterns. This entire process teaches you more than just how to change your body. It teaches discipline, patience, how to set goals and actually achieve them, how to push through discomfort, how to delay gratification for something better later. Those skills transfer to everything else in your life. Career, relationships, personal projects. Once you prove to yourself that you can commit to something difficult and see it through, you realize you're capable of way more than you thought. That confidence changes how you approach challenges. You stop seeing obstacles as reasons to quit and start seeing them as problems to solve. Nobody's coming to save you. No magic pill, no secret workout, no perfect plan that makes this effortless. It's just you, your choices, and your consistency. Every single day you decide whether you're moving toward your goals or away from them. Those decisions add up. 5 years from now, you'll either be someone who did the work or someone who kept making excuses. The difference between those two people isn't talent or genetics or luck. It's simply who showed up and who didn't. So show up. Do the work. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Start now with what you have and figure it out as you go. That's how everyone who's ever succeeded actually did it. Your future self is counting on the choices you make today. Don't let them down. You've got everything you need right in front of you. The information, the plan, the path forward. The only question left is whether you're actually going to use it or let it sit in the back of your mind while you keep scrolling for something easier. There isn't anything easier. This is already the simplified version. No fluff, no gimmicks, just what actually works when you stop overthinking and start doing. 6 months from now, you'll wish you started today. A year from now, you could be exactly where you want to be, or you could still be searching for shortcuts that don't exist. The difference is what you do right now, not tomorrow, not Monday, right now. Stop waiting for motivation to strike like lightning. Stop looking for permission or the perfect circumstances. Just start. Your abs are already there, waiting. Go show them to the world.